Right, this is Trail Talk, episode 2 of being in the 100-mile wilderness. It has been 2 days since the last Trails Talk.
It's up here, my friend.
This is Songbird, Fawn's 5 Mountain, Brown Rob, Sartek, Lord Bisquick, Cheddar Gator, and Bearbane. So today's topic, the last 2 days, what we've been doing, what we haven't been doing, and then also, if need be, the pros and cons of shelters.
Hello.
Did you pay attention to the, you need time to think?
I need time to think. I do need time to think.
Okay, what have we been doing the last 2 days?
Walking, being miserable in the rain, and sitting around today doing nothing except trying to drive off the thought of hunger.
So we did absolutely nothing today. What did you do today? Like while you're doing nothing?
Ate oatmeal.
You ate oatmeal. All right, we're gonna come back to Bearbane. All right, Brown Rob. What about the last 2 days? And
Well, first off, I have to make a correction to my first trail talk. I was a little excited, and I spoke harshly of sweet Katahdin. It really wasn't that hard, but it was absolutely beautiful. Views like none other. Furthermore, since we've been in the 100-mile wilderness, absolutely loving it. We've had brown trout. We've had some sort of unidentified freshwater shellfish that there's a bet going on. We'll figure out, and we'll make sure we tell you exactly what it was. But we ate the shit out of those. Pushed hard yesterday to get up here, up in the mountains, and took a 0. I am hungry, but I am also hungry for cigarettes and Monson. So that's the goal. 2 days, we're out.
Monson for cigarettes. Fawns, 5 Mountain.
Ooh, on the spot. 100-mile wilderness has been the best part of the trail. It's felt more like hiking than walking to me. Via very cold rain. Falls on falls on falls on falls. Being springboarded into a swamp.
It's funny. It's funny.
By one of the little swamp walks, whatever you want to call them, swamp log walks. The fishing and the clamming has been fun. We haven't been able to like actually sink into the woods yet, other than like, oh god, it's hot, let's get to town, just pushing. Now it's kind of cool to sit back and hang out. Enjoy the place we're in. I'm pretty ready for Monson just to get my feet in check and eat some good food. I'm pretty I'm pretty hungry out here as well. I've eaten about 20 pounds of food and I weigh 160 pounds. And it doesn't seem to go anywhere at a point. Oh, and everyone else's food.
Has all the food come out the other end, or is it stuck?
No, dude, it just gets burned off.
There's nothing
I've taken like 2 shits while I've been out in the 100-mile, and I've eaten 20 pounds of food, so I'm really wondering, like,
Where's it going?
where does it go? I know I did 21 miles in like 6.5 hours yesterday or something like that, so, but,
madman.
I don't know. Maybe I'll slow my roll down and try to eat more, fatten up, but 100 miles been cool.
All right, Sartek, first we got to start with your name.
Oh man, Sartek, Search and Rescue. I have a knack for finding people that are just lost and stupid in the woods. So the whole
Feeling guilty.
yeah, feeling guilty. My conscience won't let me just leave them, so it's like. So the 100-mile wilderness has been really good. Minus my extra 10-15 miles that I've walked for no fucking reason. Hungry too, ready to get to Monson, man. This cold and rain. Let it rain and be warm, cool. Let it be cold and not rain, cool. Cold and rain, I can't do this shit. So we zeroed at the at Logan Brook Lean-To, just hanging out, man, with the boys, eating, kind of, and gonna push on tomorrow, man. Some big days, so good times.
Cool beans. And then we're going to move on to Lord Bisquick Cheddar Gator. What about the last 2 days, or since, I don't know, Herbrook? Like, how's it been?
It's been really good. I'm out here with my girlfriend. She's from Spain. This is actually her first time really backpacking, and we've been slow rolling it as such. We've had some friends and family, trail angels, come in to support us while we're out here in the wilderness, and we've been enjoying it so far. Yeah. Yeah, definitely soaking in the beautiful views up here, the lakes, the mountains. It's
And the rain.
and the rain, and the rain. Try not to soak that up too much. Yeah, but it's I think we're gonna enjoy taking it slow here actually, because I've heard once you get further south from here, past New Hampshire, Vermont, it's not nearly as scenic as this. So taking our time.
How'd you like the zero today? Was it good? Was it a bad move? Was it a good move?
Definitely a good move. Definitely a good move. Yeah, hanging out with you fine people, definitely.
Yeah, we all get to know each other a little
Added
bit.
him to my trail name,
Yes,
which
Lord
is great.
Lord Bisquick it is. Lord Bisquick made us pancakes this morning. And
For
they were,
hours, by the way.
Yeah, for like 2 straight hours he was making pancakes, which, I mean, what else was there to do? But they were excellent pancakes from scratch. What was the place you got them at again?
I got the recipe out of a King Arthur Flour cookbook, and the trail actually passes pretty close to it, Norwich, Vermont, just over the river from Hanover.
And this is where we're going to go, and we're going to eat pastries. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. All right, and then we're coming back to Bearbane. You don't have to address, do you want to address the same subject? Do you want to, like, fill in any gaps?
Sure.
Some gaps.
Yeah, so some of the gaps here. Maine is quite flat so far. There's a lot of places to fall, which I've done quite a bit of times. I don't know, it's absolutely beautiful though. It's not somewhere you want to rush through. I mean, we came in just expecting to blow the doors off of it, but slowing down has definitely been nice. Seeing the lakes, swimming in the lakes. I mean, Antlers Campground is amazing. You definitely need to swing by it. Yeah, I mean, it's been beautiful except for the cold rain. Cold rain sucks really bad. But, yeah.
All right, and this was a topic that I found people were asking about a lot. There's like pros and cons of shelters, especially after today. What do you think about shelters?
You know, I like shelters. Depends on your company, I guess, but we've had good company here. I mean, if you had, like in Georgia with some of the guys, I mean, they weren't bad, but some of that company could have got really old really quick.
Not a lot of shelter etiquette.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's the number one shelter etiquette like infringement that you see?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, up here, really nothing. I mean, there hasn't been anything that, like, gets at you, but, like, down, like, I don't know, you put me on a spot with it. I gotta think about it.
How about, I remember you talking about headlamps.
Oh, headlamps. Yes, headlamps.
Yeah,
So headlamps,
I
like,
haven't seen nearly as much
when you're-
trash up here as I've seen in Georgia.
Less trash up
Oh
north.
my god, people
yeah,
fill up
headlights. When you're around a bunch of people with headlights, you don't turn on a white light in the middle of the night. You turn on a red light.
Yeah.
Because it just you're blinding everybody, you're waking everybody up. But that's the one thing that just drive you crazy.
Yeah, I'm surprised they
That's
still
that
have
marine
those
though, bro.
red lights. Why would,
Why would they do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you really need to preserve night vision too. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, that,
All right.
dead asleep, you got a big ass white bright light in your face. That ain't it. So.
No. Anyone else pros and cons on shelters? Like, what's the best thing about a shelter?
You don't wake up in a puddle?
Yeah, I slept in a puddle last night. Knowingly, I went to sleep in a bath, basically. Setting up my tent, I was like, this is going to be awful. I have an inflatable sleeping mat that kept me above the inch of water that soaked into my tent. But, yeah, when it rains, sleeping on the ground in some of these places kind of sucks. So, being able to sleep in the shelter tonight and, like, dry out my tent, dry out my clothes and stuff, it's if this thing wasn't here, I'd be as miserable as possible today.
Cold, wet, still, like...
This thing kind of, I mean, taking a zero in a wet tent, I probably would have hiked on, you know,
Samesies,
and
yeah.
been
I'd have left
miserable
this morning,
in it.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
damn right, brother.
you know, to be able to dry out, kick the feet up, and hang out with some nice people,
Warm
it's
food.
pretty cool.
Yeah, tons of time to cook. No cook today.
No,
Good water here too.
Yes,
Yeah.
ice cold mountain water. Oh, so good.
And as far as shelters go, mice. I mean, have they really been a problem for anybody?
I haven't missed, or I haven't seen one of them. I've
I mean, I've
heard
seen 'em,
one or two, but
but-
like never really gotten in my food bag or anything like that.
The
Personally,
one
so-
night, where were we at? Rainbow. I didn't
Rainbow.
I had a thing of peanut butter in a gallon Ziploc, and it was in my pack, and I didn't hang it. Now they chewed through the gallon Ziploc. They didn't get into the peanut butter jar, but that was it.
True.
That's the only.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big difference between here and down south. Because down south, the mice were insane.
Oh, shit.
So if the mice would chew holes in your pack, they would do whatever. But here, the mice are like itty bitty, tiny, like kangaroo-looking mice.
Yeah.
Fat little kangaroos.
Yeah, it's weird. The mouse is like 2 inches long, but its tail is like 10
Yeah, I saw a couple of them at that Rainbow Creek or whatever. They were like all over in the morning.
Yeah, they're not afraid of you at all. But at the same time, they're not getting into things like the other mice were.
Not as mischievous. Chipmunks.
Everywhere. Yeah,
What
just
about
all over the
chipmunks?
place. They're like your best friends, man. They will literally come up and damn near get in your lap just to see if you got like a bite of food for them. Yeah, it's crazy, man. But they're so adorable that you don't want to like hurt them or anything
I'm gonna eat
until we
some
get hungry.
before I leave.
Until we get hungry.
We're gonna catch some chipmunks before we get out of Maine.
And
I heard
eat
from a
them.
Mainer that the red squirrels are tough and stringy. The gray squirrels are good eating those. So,
Okay, good to go.
See, I almost got a red squirrel the other day.
yeah, stick to the grays.
We've had, I mean, speaking of hurting chipmunks, cute little animals, we almost had a chipmunk death a few days ago, didn't we? What happened there?
Well, it's just he came out and was he's just being an arrogant little bastard. So I threw my trekking pole at him, not thinking I was gonna get him, and I dinged that joker. Like I got him good, like spear shot, and then he got really pissed and chased us down the trail. It was crazy,
Like
craziest thing ever.
quarter mile.
Yeah, this little creature that's like 8 inches long, like chasing us down the trail. Yeah. I mean, it was weird.
That's good. That's good.
What about the moose? We did see.
Oh yeah, you guys saw moose. 2 moose.
1.5 mooses.
1.5
Moose eye.
moose.
Yeah. We saw one through the trees, and then one of them. I don't know how we got so close to it because I wasn't looking.
Nowhere, man.
If I didn't even pull my head up, I would have like headbutted it.
I think it would have headbutted you, dude.
Just trekking pole, moving my feet as fast as I can. And I looked up and I was like, whoa. And it almost didn't seem real. It almost seemed like I was kind of still asleep too. This was like 400 yards outside of camp. I'm like wiping my eyes like, what the hell is that? Jay Thunder's like, oh fuck. I look at him, he's like backpedaling behind a tree. About 10 feet
All
away.
right, when you say moose, imagine like a Budweiser Clydesdale horse
Yes.
times 1.5. Yeah. With this big rack on his head, and he's just 20 feet away from you, staring at you down the trail. And it's like,
Yeah.
all right,
Hey bear.
hey moose.
Yeah, that was the biggest animal I've ever seen.
Nice.
It was pretty. I don't know if it was scary. It was cool.
You weren't scared.
A little of both.
I was terrified.
I've seen a bear, moose, attacked by a turkey.
What?
Yeah. What else?
I don't know if we've talked
Squirrel.
about the turkey story.
Poisonous snakes,
You might
non-poisonous
need to
snakes.
tell the turkey story now
You
that
need
you
to tell the
mentioned
turkey
it.
Yeah, I
story.
haven't heard
It's
the
not
turkey
on Trail
story,
Talk
brother.
yet.
Trail Talk turkey story.
Trail Talk turkey story.
You need to trim it down.
It could be a special report.
Special report.
That's just in.
Something I like to do is hike angry. If I have like some anger going on someday, I'm just like one foot in front of the other.
Love that shit.
And for a very specific reason, I was very angry one day. Moving up a mountain about 5 miles an hour. I clocked it. It was 5 miles an hour. And I was moving.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I was actually running up this hill, and I was screaming obscenities because I was so angry. Come up on this girl Belch, which I hope she's listening to this. You were very cool. Thanks for not thinking I was a freak. Roll past her screaming. She's looking at me, and about maybe another mile up the trail, I got my head down, I got my music in, and I hear this like loud like and a gobble gobble. And my only instinct at that point was to turn around and hit the shit out of it with a trekking pole. Hit it right on the head and made probably the funniest sound I've ever heard. Like almost like hitting a bowling ball. And I was so angry at this point. We had been talking about eating something, going primal in the woods for a day, and eating something that we had caught or killed or hunted for, and bringing it back to the group. So I reached for my Gerber. That's about, right on the side of my pack. And I was like, I really did. I was going to kill this thing. I was going to hop on it and just absolutely just kill it. I was just like, there was no choice. I was so angry. And out of nowhere, the trail decided to throw four little turkey chicklings, or whatever you want to call them, hopping out in front of me. So,
Like, please don't kill our mother.
so I basically had slapped their mom in the face, and she kept coming at me, and I just, I took it for what it was. I got a smack a turkey with my trekkie pole and I walked away.
Died laughing a little bit.
And it was pretty funny. It was a pretty funny turnaround for a pretty awful day. So, turkey story.
You really can't be angry after that.
No, man. I went from wanting to kill a turkey to like busting out laughing and just smiling my ass off. Like, so
in general, I've found that it's amazing that the trail gives you what you need, just when you need it.
oh yeah,
Knee brace.
so many stories.
Yeah.
The knee brace. I busted my knee one day. I'm always like, oh, I don't fall. Like, I fall a lot. You guys just don't see me. You guys are like, he just hops through things. Like, no, I bust ass sometimes. Like, really bad. And I had fallen in front of Scout, who we were hiking with down south, and just absolutely torn up my knee. And the next day, I was just like walking along, and there's like a knee brace sitting right there in the middle of the trail, just hanging out, dry as could be. So that was like the only thing that got me through the next 20 miles, I think.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, really funny. And then I gifted it to some other guy that needed it because he had busted his knee and through the Smokies.
Little magic.
Trail magic,
Yeah, you gotta pass it on.
right, yes, sir.
All right, well, this has been Trail Talk. This is Songbird, Fawn's 5 Mountain, and Bearbane coming at you from the 100 Mile Wilderness with friends. And we'll see you next time.
The shelter is now closed.
Idiots. I love you.
100 Mile Wilderness, 100 Mile Wilderness, 100 Mile Wilderness, 100 Mile Wilderness.